Alrighty, everybody, welcome to the reaction to Goku Black versus Reverse Flash. Now, I'm gonna be dead honest. Reverse Flash is gonna win. It's already obvious. But, Goku Black is so gonna die, Zamasu has no chance. Are we all ready to witness the Smackdown of a lifetime? I think we are. So, here we go. Oh, it's doing that again, so I have to actually be in the window.
Goku Black, the body-stealing arbiter of divine justice.
And the Reverse Flash, DC's psychopathic speedster fanboy.
They say imitation is the sincerest form of flattery.
But I'd say the sincerest form of flattery is not trying to kill your superhero husbando. He's whiz and I'm boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Yeah.
What consumes the thoughts of a god? What do immortals dream of all the time in the loop?
Hang on. I forgot to turn off the music. I forgot to turn off my music. Okay, now we should be good to go. So, let's try this again.
In Zamasu's case, his one goal was divine justice.
Yeah, this guy's got major Final Fantasy big bad energy all over him.
As the assistant to Universe 10's Supreme Kai, Zamasu prized, above all else, cosmic order and natural beauty.
Oh, that reminds me. Did you know I can burp and fart at the same time? Here, let me try.
Unsurprisingly, Zamasu despised the inherently chaotic nature of mortals, being seemingly unwilling to lift themselves out of their own cycle of violence and stupidity, like some people I know.
Yeah, I know those people too. His heart was clouded. Until the day he met Son Goku.
With God Ki, Goku could match blows with the god of destruction, Beerus. Their clash nearly destroyed the entirety of Universe 7, a cosmological structure at least 9 times larger than our own universe. At most, it could even be as large as 13 times greater than ours. Side note, it's worth mentioning that when 2 gods of destruction fought, they were capable of casually destroying 2 of these universes.
And since the shockwaves from their punches traveled across Universe 7 in seconds, they'd have to be hitting way faster than light.
Goku was tapping into his Super Saiyan God form for this, though really not at his full strength. While the exact multiplier for Super Saiyan Blue is unknown, Toriyama himself has directly compared it to the original Super Saiyan form.
And don't forget, Goku trained with Whis and fought in the tournament with Universe 6 before Zamasu caught up with him, so by that time, he was way stronger.
Here was a mortal with the powers of gods beyond even Zamasu's abilities. Someone who could bring his dreams to fruition.
So, Zammy did what anyone would do in that situation. Kill his master to become the Supreme Kai, wish on the Super Dragon Balls to switch bodies with Goku, and kill every single mortal in the universe.
And thus, the deity Zamasu became Goku Black.
Please, Goku Black?
Now, you might be wondering, why didn't he just wish all the mortals dead? But that wouldn't be as fun, would it? Black's got all of Goku's strength and powers, but wielded by a genocidal maniac instead of that lovable goober of a monkey man.
And in keeping with Goku's Saiyan heritage and godly ki, Black can
That's
easily
another
achieve
story
the
for
form
another
of
day.
Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan.
But with a champagneful twist.
Super Saiyan Rose.
Rose? Really? What is he,
Yeah.
a suburban wine mom?
Side
Watch
effects
out
of him
before he
being
unlocks
rosé.
Super Saiyan, live, laugh, love! He stole Goku's techniques too, like the instant transmission, where he focuses on a person's key signature to
His
teleport
daddy
to their
turns
location.
British.
He's even got the black Kamehameha, which is a Kamehameha, but pink.
And with a Saiyan body, he gets stronger and stronger every time he almost dies. He just becomes harder and harder to kill.
Which really sucks for the rest of the universe, because Black is kinda like if Goku just snapped one day and used his powers to their full murderous potential.
Like the God Split Cut, where he surrounds his hands with a keyblade to slice you to ribbons. He used this very technique to, kill Goku's family.
He can even extend this Keyblade into a huge curved one called the Azure Dragon Sword, which, along with his Kamehameha, confirms my suspicions that Goku is colorblind.
Actually, Black's Azure Dragon Sword is named after a legendary weapon wielded by one of Earth's greatest warriors, the desert bandit Yamcha. Wait, what?
And he can make a scythe and slice open space-time itself to create a bunch of shadow clones.
I wonder why Goku Black
not
lost.
Crater Boy over here.
He
But his
named
most
his
dastardly
blade
weapon
after
isn't a key technique at all. It's the
worthless
time ring
Dragon
he
Ball
got from
character
his
of
dead
all time.
master.
This ring allowed Black to travel through time and even escape into future Trunks' alternate timeline, where he had free reign over the entire universe.
And let him team up with his best bud, himself. Too bad Goku and company showed up to spoil the fun. But wait, isn't Zamasu in Goku's body? How are there two Gokus? There's only one Goku in the multiverse, right? But Goku met Black before he met Zamasu, which means Black existed before Zamasu came up with the idea. And then they killed Zamasu before he could do it anyway, but Goku Black was still around? What the hell is going on?
Sure, it's a classic grandfather's paradox. The thing is, Black's
just
time
say
ring
Super
prevents him
has
from being affected by
a
alterations
very
to his own
confusing
personal
plot today.
timeline. So, killing him in the past doesn't change his future, and vice versa. He's almost impossible to kill because even if you do it at one point in time, he still exists at another point in time. And another, and another, and another, and another.
Oh god, I hate time travel. Black has crushed Saiyans like Goku,
Yeah,
Vegeta,
time
and
travel in
Trunks.
a nutshell,
Hell,
people.
Even Vegito couldn't beat him. He even merged with the universe to become one with everything. Like I said, major Final Fantasy villain vibes here.
It took Zeno, the Omni King, the most powerful being in all of creation, to step in and erase that entire timeline just to stop Black's rampage. How ironic. Zamasu's higher calling was the eradication of all mortal life in the universe, and he stole the strongest mortal's body to do it. But in the end, he was always doomed to fail. His quest for power meant nothing against a being that would always be stronger no matter what he did or who he was.
And the universe ended up being destroyed anyway. It's like one big cosmic joke with no one left to laugh.
You've been running around making messes for too long, and now I'm going to choke the life from you. I can't wait to watch you die.
Yeah, more
The
like it.
Flash.
We'll enjoy watching you die by
Is
the
one of the greatest
most
heroes in
powerful
history, an inspiration to many across
speedster
time
villain
and space.
ever
And
made.
there's no better example than his #1 fan from the 25th century, Eobard Thawne.
Alright, Wiz, we've tackled a lot of stupid names for things in our years here at Death Battle, but I'm confident that Eobard is the dumbest f***ing first name I've ever heard in my life. Eobard was completely obsessed with the Flash and dedicated his whole life to studying the Speed Force like a total nerd. Good luck to him, because there's no way he's figuring that shit out.
But Thawne's life irrevocably changed the day he discovered a time capsule from the 21st century. By some strange coincidence, it just so happened to contain Barry's costume. By experimenting on it, Thawne managed to replicate the Flash's powers, turning himself into a mirror of his idol.
And you can bet he totally crapped himself when Barry Senpai showed up in the future and took him under his wing. It was a dream come true.
Until Barry realized that Thawne had fabricated crimes in order to show up and save the day. Disgraced, Thawne promised to better himself before traveling to the past to prove his worth to his hero, to prove that their bond was special.
That's when Thawne found out that Barry already had a best friend, and a family, and a life. Without him,
Yeah.
he didn't matter. He wasn't special. He was just a nobody Barry tossed out in the trash and forgot about. Like my Tinder dates do to me.
If only. When Thawne visited the Flash Museum in Barry's time, he discovered the secret identity to Flash's greatest enemy that in his future had been lost to time. The one Barry was fated to kill in battle. Eobard Thawne. Wait a minute.
Oh, ain't that a bitch? The
Ooh.
shock drove Thawne mad. If he couldn't be Flash's
Like I
best
said,
friend, he'd be his
time
greatest
travel in a
enemy.
nutshell.
And I guess also ensure his own future death.
He would travel from the future to terrorize the Flash family in the past. Revenge in reverse. He'd become the Reverse Flash.
Reverse Flash. We're really setting the world on fire with these names
Yeah.
today, huh, Wiz?
Thawne draws his
Also known
powers
as
from
Professor
the
Zoom.
negative Speed Force, which he generates with every step he takes. just like Barry does with the regular Speed Force. The negative Speed Force gives Thawne access to many of the Flash's powers, including his mind-bending super speed, enough to travel all across time and space in days. He can keep up with and surpass other speedsters like Barry and Wally.
Who once ran fast enough to cross the universe faster than two gods who could teleport. Wally even beat himself in a race, and
Goku Black is not gonna win
this. Than that. Wait just a second, he beat himself? That doesn't even make sense.
But unlike Barry and Wally, Thawne applies his powers more catastrophically, using them to their full potential without any care for collateral. Take, for instance, his ability to vibrate himself through solid objects.
Objects like, say, vital organs. And if he did, he'd scramble their molecules, causing instant death. Thawne did just that to Barry's wife, Iris, and Barry did not appreciate it.
Thawne's vibrations are so powerful, he can even produce a counterforce that can reverse the destruction of the entire universe.
Pretty crazy sounding, but even B-tier speedsters like Jenny Ognats can do the same kind of thing. And when Barry and Wally raced each other, they were tearing up the entire multiverse.
Thawne can create shockwaves with a snap, phase into your body and possess you, and even speak at such high speeds that you'll hear his words as though they were your own thoughts. And instead of stealing your speed like other Flashes, he can steal your time.
Yeah, Thawne can yoink decades from your life and age you 80 years in just a few seconds. Kinda sounds like your sex life, huh, Wiz?
But Thawne's greatest ability
this is why DC Comics is known to be broken.
And he uses this expertise to be as petty and cruel as humanly possible.
Most of the time.
Thawne wasn't a dummy. He knew that if he went back in time to kill Barry before he got his powers, he'd erase himself from the time stream too. So instead, he'd just make Barry's life suck as hard as he could. Push him down some stairs, retcon his best friend from history, kill his mom. He even told Barry he'd go back in time and adopt him as his own son. Dude, what the fuck?
That's another big difference between Thawne and Barry. Whereas Barry only went back in time to save his mother's life, Thawne often went back in time to try to fix his own mediocre life. He killed his more successful younger brother, his career rival at the Flash Museum, and every single boyfriend his crush had until there was no one left but him.
And when she still rejected him, he went back in time again and made her an invalid for the rest of her life. Jesus Christ! This guy's a monster. But wait, Wiz, that's impossible. Grandpappy Paradox or whatever. If he went back in time to kill someone, they'd be dead in the future, which means
he'd never know them and want to go back in time in the first place, right?
Wiz, maybe time is a construct with no legitimate unit of measurement other than the meager attempts man has made to understand the incomprehensible world around him.
Well, actually, Thawne was just inside the time stream when Barry initiated Flashpoint, which rewrote the universe while Thawne was technically disconnected from it. So, Thawne essentially broke. Literally, figuratively, mentally, physically, temporally.
Or maybe he just hated Barry so much it defied the laws of time itself. Whoa!
More specifically, he became a living paradox, a being without a past or future, literally without continuity. Not only did this mean he'd be unaffected by changes to his past, it made him effectively immortal.
Stabbed in the chest by evil Batman, vaporized by Iris in some sweet
Thomas Wayne wasn't evil.
Or getting Dr. Manhattan by the big blue god dong himself. Thawne was always reborn, unable to stay dead.
But more than anything, it made him immune
could not be killed.
consequences.
Could not be killed.
Unlike
Wow,
Barry,
so he
whose
survived
changes to
Dr.
time
Manhattan's
could destroy
bullshit.
all of reality. Thawne could do whatever he wanted. He was impossible to
And
stop.
he's like
with
one of
no
those most
reason to hold
OP
back.
characters in The
He survived
Watchmen.
a hit from Barry while he had the entire Speed Force absorbed into him, and even Wally's infinite mass punch,
Okay,
which
then.
has the mass of a white dwarf star. A white dwarf is essentially the remains of a star's
Ooh.
ultra-dense core, which has a mass of over 2 octillion tons.
And he took one of those to the noggin and just
powers
took a
like
nap.
that, yeah.
Man, he
There's
was really
Zamasu
Barry
so
if a son to the face
freaking
can't
dead.
take him down.
But he
Zamasu is
doesn't
so
hate
dead.
All of his schemes, all of his machinations, all of his insane timeline-shattering threats, all of it was because it was the only way he could think of to spend time with his hero.
That's really sad.
His costume says it all. He never intended to be the Reverse Flash. He wanted to be the Kid Flash. All Thawne ever really desired was to be by Barry's side.
In the end, though, goody little Two Shoes Barry forgave him, and then vibrated away his living paradox powers, erasing him from existence.
Though not entirely. Barry didn't kill Thawne, he reset his timeline, removing the one thing driving his hatred, his relationship with Barry. Without that, Thawne was a normal, happy Flash fan once again.
It's comics, Wiz. He'll be back. And when he does, there'll be no running. He'll always be faster.
Yeah.
He'll always catch you. And time is always on his
finds
side.
a way to come back.
Still think you can take me? Even death can't catch me.
All right, the combatants are
Are
set.
we all
We've run
ready
the
to
tape
witness
through
the
all
Smackdown that is
It's time for a death
the
battle!
Zamasu Goku Black slaughtered by Reverse Flash? I think so. And of course you referenced a little Easter egg from Flash vs. Quicksilver.
I was the one who...
Mortals, sinners, prepare for divine justice!
Yep, this is about to get brutal. Your discretion advised, it's gonna get bloody.
Oops.
You honestly think King's Blast is gonna affect him?
Excuse me, sir. I'm in need of your services.
Talk about collateral. Like I said, if you think Key Blast is going to affect the speedster,
Tell them face your judgment, mortals!
Okay.
What do you think of this color? Is it not beautiful?
Spider did not make him sound British. Damn. Gonna be very destructive.
Incoming genius. I'll end this fight before it even began. Death in reverse.
Magnificent! Mortals, sinners, prepare for divine...
Why
Aren't
you
you
dead?
dead?
This is gonna get... Oh, this is so gonna get destructive. This has already begun. It has begun. This is gonna be brutality. Oh, well, now I know how... Okay, so it was the first Flash.
Upon creation itself. That is the work of a god!
Empty threats to a living paradox.
How truly foolish.
Sorry, was that important?
That, I guess that can work. Yep, it's already over. Ooh. Chucked him into the sun.
How fun.
KO! You know, we've sent enough people to that sun, we really should have a timeshare.
This was a fairly tricky matchup
Damn.
to figure out, least of all for their incredible levels of power.
Well,
That could
for
destroy a
starters,
universe
I
like
called
ours
it.
At least
I
660
pretty much
times
called it.
over.
I mean, everyone called
a
it.
punch at least as big as a star is really
At
badass.
least this...
But that's
Now,
in another league.
now, before you continue talking, Boobstick, I will say this. At least it's better. This one was a better fight than Lex vs. Doom. Because let's be real. This is one of the more enjoyable one-sided fights compared to Lex vs. Doom. Lex vs. Doom would have been more enjoyable if Doom wasn't fighting Lex and Doom was actually fighting Gilgamesh from the Fate series. but I'll save that for another day. Anyways, continue, Boomstick.
Please.
However, there was a lot more to cover than just how many stars or universes they could blow up. At their peak, both Goku Black and Reverse Flash were so impressive they were removed from time itself, becoming living paradoxes, making any attempt to kill either of them meaningless.
Stupid time travel.
It's difficult to determine who would figure out a counter to this temporal invincibility first, but it would most likely rely on a combination of speed and smarts.
As far as speed goes, it's no surprise Thawne definitely had the edge. Yeah, Black's attacks could reach speeds quintillions of times faster than light, but Thawne is a Flash.
Even early in his career as a member of the Flash family, Wally West could reach speeds that were impossible to comprehend and calculate. There are numerous examples of this for multiple iterations of the Flash, many of whom Thawne was clearly equal.
I still have a grudge
Plus,
against
he's
that
kind of an expert when it comes to timey-wimey bullshit.
And he could likely overpower Black and destroy said time ring too. After all, Thawne once generated enough energy to counter the destruction of the entire DC universe, which is stated in comics to be at least 100 trillion light years in diameter. That's over 1 billion times larger than our own universe, and over 70 million times larger than Dragon Ball's Universe 7.
It's sort of impossible to lock down the exact limits of Goku Black's upper strength without getting into lots of assumptions and guesswork. He's obviously stronger than Goku was when he clashed with Beerus, but even being super generous with training and power boosts...
Let's see here. Okay, the DC Universe also stated to expand at 60 trillion light years per half a second and has multiple spatial dimensions. Again, I might have butchered that word, but I don't care. I'll let it slide. While Goku Black is likely hundreds, if not thousands of times more powerful than Goku was during the Battle of the Gods arc, it's difficult to argue that even fused Zamasu could reach such levels. So even if they did the fusion with Zamasu, there was no way they would have Goku Black / Zamasu would have won.
And multipliers.
It's pretty much what they're implying.
Way too wide to be able to just assume Goku Black could match this level of power. The DC universe is just too big. And remember, Barry and Wally's race almost ripped apart the entire DC multiverse.
It's also important to stress that Goku Black is not Goku. Goku's drive and willpower can push through even the most absurd limits to potentially match higher levels of power. Zamasu took Goku's body because he's more than willing to take shortcuts. It's an entirely different mindset.
Yeah, and once he took care of that time ring, Reverse Flash had a lot more options than just overpowering Black. With that super speed, he could pretty easily scramble Black's insides or age him to death with a touch. Zamasu may have been
An average Saiyan's lifespan is closer to or slightly longer than a human's, though their bodies do not decay. In fact, a Saiyan can remain at peak physical condition until the last few years of their life. Okay.
Even without the time ring, but Goku's body is mortal with a limited range of age. Might have really screwed yourself with that one, huh, Zam Zam?
Goku Black was a nightmarish foe, but Thawne's experience with time travel, ridiculous
we already knew
and
that
frankly
this
impossible
was obvious, but this one was more enjoyable. I like
this fight
one.
was definitely not underwhelming.
And it was destructive, so that gives it an edge. So this episode, okay, my rating for this episode, which I'll put in the Rate the Death Battle Season 8, 10 out of 10. Reverse Flash versus Goku Black, 10 out of 10.
I hope you guys enjoyed that episode of Death Battle. If you're looking for something else to watch, Season 2 of Last Laugh is available right now.
Well, we already know what's coming,
show all about
since
contestants
this was
trying to make
episode
each other laugh,
149.
but everyone trying their hardest not to. If you laugh, you're out. Watch the first episode right now by clicking the video on the side.
Let's see here.
Oh yeah!
Oh yeah, brother! He has the Slim Jims.
Oh no.
Fuck.
Oh yeah!
Oh god, it's gonna be one of those joke battles, isn't it? Oh my god, okay. I'm definitely looking forward to Macho Man versus Kool-Aid Man. It's looking like it's gonna be one of those joke battles. It's gonna be one of those joke battles. I mean, he has the Slim Jims. I can't even speak today. He has the Slim Jims. It can alter reality. I can see this going down crazy. So, anyways, that's it for this react. I don't know if the comment section worked or not. I'm going to do a little test run. I'm gonna see something. Let's see if... Yep, there we go. Yeah, there we go. That was just a test on my comment section. Yeah, it'll be on the screen right here from now on. So, it'll make it easier for me. That way I don't have to unplug my wireless charger just to look at the comments section if I'm doing reacts. So, that's a plus. But as for how I'm going to put the comment section on the scene 1, I don't know. Anyway, that's it for this react. Time to roll the credits. You want to see the original video? It'll be in the description below, as well as the YouTube video link to it as well, because I link both versions. And yeah, definitely enjoyed this. I definitely enjoyed this. This one's a solid 10 for me. Definitely a solid 10 out of 10. So, anyways, if you want to see the original video, it'll be in the description below on my YouTube. Till then, this is Captain the Hedge Fleet signing off. I'll see you in the next stream. So, good day, people.